Hey, what's up, you guys? Bringing another action figure review to you. This is a review of the Marvel Legends AI Tony Stark Mister Hyde Build-A-Figure Wave Iron Man. I slept on this figure. This figure came out like I think maybe 3 or so years ago, and I slept on it. But I'm awake now. I'm awake to him now. So let's get into the review. So I brought him used off eBay, got him for dirt cheap. He's not one of those rare figures. A lot of people thought that, you know, that it was a lot of people that bought this figure, but it wasn't a figure that sold out. It wasn't a figure that became rare. Not to my knowledge, anyway. If anybody knows more about that, you can correct me in the comments. But this is a really solid figure. I slept on it. But once once he caught my eye, I really made sure to get this figure. So right off the bat, he does not come with these hands. These hands come from the Marvel Now Iron Man. For those of you who know my channel, that was like my main Iron Man figure. And then I got the Extremis, which I'm gonna compare him to a bit later. And so that's where these hands come from, these fisted hands, because the seller that I bought it from eBay, he did not include his fisted hands, because this figure does come with fisted hands, but he didn't include it. So I said, screw it, I'm gonna put these on him, and I think they look pretty good on him. So and it also matches with the blue that he got going on here. But anyway, these are the hands that he got shipped with, the open repulsor hands. So I'll display that a bit later. So let's just overall get into the figure. I love this figure. It's probably not going to show up on my camera, but there's blue inside the helmet, like in his eye slits and in his mouth slit. Let me see if I can get it to focus a little bit. Yeah. So that is really cool. I really like that. The fact that he has the blue in his eye slits and his mouth slit, that is really cool. I love that. The armor looks really shiny. Some people might complain that it's glossy, but I think it works for this figure. This is a part of the Riri Williams arc, where after Civil War II, which I never got to finish reading Civil War II. I was kind of like in the middle of it. I read the original Civil War, which is better, obviously. But so this is an Iron Man. The reason why it's called the Iron Man AI Tony Stark is because he wasn't killed in Civil War II, but he got beaten up really bad by Carol Danvers, and he went into a coma. And so I guess Tony Stark had some kind of fail-safe plan if something happens to him. So his artificial intelligence was running around being Iron Man in this armor. Even though that this armor is more of a classic Iron Man, and that's pretty much what you can use him for in my collection. That's what I'm going to use him for. But so he was in a coma, and his the AI Tony took over, and that was pretty much it. So so that's what this is based on. But still, this is a classic armor. This is like from the classic comics with Stanley. Excuse me. But like I said, the head sculpt is really good. Like I said, the shininess on the armor. There is some really good paint on here that I really like. I love this blue in the arc reactor, and you got the little mini blues there too. Very nice paint. This figure, to me, it pops. You know what I mean? Like, these colors really bring him out. I know that they came out with a different version that was more gold, but that just didn't pop to me. But this figure with these bright colors, it really pops, and I really like that. So these are the hands that I added. But you see his wrist there. Got that little design. He looks like part man, part machine. Kind of a little bit more man than machine, because you can see the bulk of his muscles, the muscle definition in his chest and his abs. He got the wings and everything. You got this design. You got the little buckle there. You got more design there. He also had this little design here, even on his butt. It looks real good. The colors just look good. This bright yellow and red and blue, it just really pops. And also you got his boots, and that's really nice as well. Yeah, so this is a really, really solid figure. So let's just jump into articulation. Say we go to the left to the right. It can look up about that much, which is pretty decent for this being an Iron Man figure, because he doesn't need to look up. He does have attitude. He has pivoting. His arms can go out about that much. Full 360 rotation, up about step swivel, doubly jointed elbows. Does he have a butterfly joint? No, I don't think so. A full wrist and hinge rotation. He can crunch back about that far, crunch forward about that much. There's no pivot in there. He does have a lower waist swivel. That's when it swivels all the way around 360. He can kick forward about that much, kick back about that much. He does have a thigh swivel rotation. He does have doubly jointed knees. He does have a boot swivel rotation as well. And his foot can hinge down, it can hinge up, and he does have ankle pivot. So that is the articulation for this AI Tony Stark Iron Man. And he since I brought him cheap off eBay, his repulsor blast is not included either, but I have plenty of my own, so that is not an issue for me at all. That's why I did not mind buying him used, because I'm trying to get him to stand, but he's tipping over. But anyway, yeah, so that's why I bought him used, because that wasn't an issue for me. I do have his repulsors, and so let's get further into the review. So this is his repulsor blast hands that he comes with. These are the original hands, as you can see. And let's put the blast effects in there. And so there are the blast effects. These are mine that I'm using, and he looks really good. He looks really good. And this is like, if you want to get your Iron Man like in a flying pose, you can do that. You know, you can do that if you have the extra repulsor blast like me, because it does plug into his feet as well, which is really cool to really get Iron Man like in a flying pose. You know what I mean? So that looks really dope as well. All right, so for the first size comparison, we'll have him next to his buddy and co-Avenger leader, Captain America. And we will have him next to Maximum Spidey. And I think these two look really good together. You know, that whole classic theme, I think, is really working. And here we have him next to his arch nemesis, the Mandarin. That looks really awesome as well. And here Tony is next to Obadiah Stane. That looks great as well. And here we have Tony Stark Iron Man with Ironmonger. And of course, he towers over him. There's no surprise there. And here he is with Whiplash. And that looks good, the two of them as well. And here he is next to himself, Tony Stark with his business suit outside the armor. And there's Tony with himself unmasked without the helmet. That looks awesome as well. So my final thoughts on this figure, I'm going to give him a very solid 8.5 out of 10. I think this is a great figure. You know, could they have added more paint and more wash? That's probably my only critique. And maybe it's a little bit too shiny, but like I said before, I think that works. So this is a really solid figure. So I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10. I like this figure a lot, and I'm going to use him in my classic display collection for Iron Man. I don't really have that Iron Man figures, and that's kind of a surprising thing. I mean, I have collected some Iron Man figures over the years, but not that many. And I only collect the ones that really speak to me, and this is one of those ones. So yeah, this is a very solid figure. It's an 8.5 out of 10. So I hope you enjoyed this review, guys. This is my review of the Marvel Legends Tony Stark AI Iron Man from the Mister Hyde for the Wave. Hope you enjoyed this review, found it informative. Like, share, and subscribe. Keep hitting that subscribe button and hit the like button and hit that notification bell so you can see more of my upcoming videos. I hope you enjoyed this, guys, and until next time, see ya. I am Iron Man.